Now, you have taken on so many incredible films in your career. Why did you take on this role?
Great role, great story, and the director I wanted to work with. That's the three things I really look at. It's the kind of movie I want to go see first. If I have a choice of 20, it was based on a true story, which gives me more resonance and purpose to go do it. It was a role that I've never tackled before.
Yep.
I always play characters that somehow follow through or do unto. This guy loses over and over and over. I've never played such a runt of the situation. It scared me in the right ways. Plus, I felt like this is something I need to go do. I know dads like this. There are fathers in poverty like this all over the world. And then when we said we were going to cast an unknown, it excited me even more. I was like, oh, this is going to be a daily adventure for me.
Absolutely, like being a mentor as well.
You know, to what extent sometimes I was a big brother, sometimes I was a father figure, sometimes I was his best buddy, sometimes we were Butch and Sundance, sometimes I gave him a hug, sometimes he needed a swift kick in the backside.
All the above. That's
all
amazing.
the above, yeah.
Now, this is your first film ever. Not bad.
My first job too.
Your first job too? Acting opposite Matthew McConaughey, big introduction film. How do you feel about it?
I feel good. I feel really blessed.
And what would you say your character is like? And are you like your character at all?
You know, me and Rick definitely do have similarities. You know, his mom left and my mom left, and you know, we kind of grew up on the same streets. But you know, I did things differently.
Okay. And what would you say is the most inspirational part of this film? I know it ends very darkly, but what should we take away from it?
Most definitely the meaning of family. No matter what your family is, no matter the shape, sizes, family's still family, and you know, you gotta cherish your family at every moment.
Excellent. Have you ever met Rick, like the actual Rick?
No, I didn't meet him, but I did get to speak to him numerous times over the phone.
Do you think that he'll see it and say that you did a good job personifying him?
Regardless if he sees it or not, we still going fishing.
You know what? I like that. I like that. I'm hoping that for you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You're great. You literally transformed into a drug addict. What was that like?
It was crazy. I mean, I think it's a difficult thing to do, play a drug addict, because I think that some actors get it wrong. I mean, it's hard you're towing a line between, like, you need to show the drug that you're on, but then also it's like sometimes you can be too hammy and do too much.
Yes.
So I was kind of a bit nervous to like get into that. I actually watched a lot of YouTube videos of people smoking crack.
Really? Like how to be a drug addict?
I meant to do it.
I'm not sure.
I watched videos, yeah.
And you had to change your accent
and
too.
That really helped. And then I also had Yan telling me at all times, like, too much is too, like, telling me the kind of barometer of how to tune it.
Do you think that your character's a bad guy?
Well, you know the answer to that. No, he's not a bad guy. He's a man who has a job, you know, and his job is to provide for his family. His job is to keep a roof over his family's head, to, you know, essentially try to make people happy, you know what I'm saying, keep them secure, keep them strong, and his means of doing that happens to be, you know, dealing dope, you know, and operating in a system in which he's connected to politics, connected to the mayor, connected to the world, you know, in a way to take care of his world, you feel me?
Excellent. And we know that the end of the film has a very dark twist. I mean, not twist, but we know that it ends badly. What would you say is the main takeaway of this film?
It's a bit of a cautionary tale, you know, as to not, you know, you've got to pay attention to the youth. You've got to pay attention. It says white boy Rick, and as we began to work on it, it went from being about a white boy to being about a boy to being about a young person. You know what I'm saying? So we got to look after the young people because there's so many things trying to get them. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to make it. They're trying to make their way the best they can, but sometimes they don't have the tools, and sometimes they pick up the wrong tool, and that puts them in trouble. Which is the case that happened to Starfella.
That's so true. And I'm so sorry. And you're to go over. No problem. And your character is the one who kind of introduces the title to the film. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean that happens.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. The words "white boy Rick" in that order do come out of Johnny Curry's mouth.
That is amazing. Yeah. What was it like transitioning from music to movies?
It was crazy. I had to be on set early every day, like 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock in the morning. I ain't used to none of that.
Oh, that's too much.
Yeah, it's a whole lot.
It's excellent. And what was your character like?
I'm playing Leo Curry from Detroit. Me and my brothers, we like the, you know what I'm saying, we like the top drug dealer little crew in Detroit. So I was playing like a street dude, which wasn't too hard for me to play.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
True form. That's
Yeah.
excellent. Are you excited for the film?
Yeah, I'm very excited.
I'm excited. I can't wait to see it tonight.
You ain't seen it yet?
No, it's the first time.
Okay, we about to turn up.
Okay, well, let's turn up. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, we gonna take a shot of something.
What was the process of writing this film?
Well, first you have to talk about the life of a person and meet with a person who is doing life in prison. So that was the jumping off point, and the first conversation that I had with Rick was entirely about his childhood and baseball. We never talked about any of his criminal activity or anything about drugs or any of that until probably 3 conversations in.
And you had a lot of big names in this film, including Matthew McConaughey. What was it like having him speak your words?
Always gratifying. I mean, always gratifying. Always, yeah. I'm a big fan of Matthew, and I've been watching his career closely for the last 20 years. So, yeah, it's special. It's always special. I don't. It's not just limited to him or how famous an actor is, but anytime I see a production, I've been fortunate enough to make a few movies, and every time I see the actors getting into wardrobe and getting their hair done and knowing that it started with a script, it's the most gratifying feeling and quite possibly why I do it.
And how true is the movie to the real life of him, of everything?
Extremely accurate and true. And
No scenes that are out nowhere.
I am open to debate anyone and any critic that tries to tell, yes, any critic, I am open to debate with what is true and what is not in this film, because it is a very true story.